Okay, so hopefully that's gonna be fixed. Now, if you can give me some feedback, if it's sounding weird or if it's fixed, because yeah, it is kind of hot here in Colombia right now. But it seems I had some issues with the setup for the microphone. So if you can please give me some feedback. It's the sound okay? Okay, perfect. So thanks, Serena. Serena says the sound is better. So hopefully it's gonna be it for tonight. So good evening again. Once again, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our third live class about conjugating regular verbs. As I explained that before, we do have one video in which I explain all of the conjugation rules, basically for regular verbs, and we go with tables on different tenses for the conjugation. Tonight, once again, tonight is Friday, the 21st of July, 2023. It's 10 past 8 here in Colombia. Sorry for the delay. I had some issues with the microphone, but it seems it's okay now. So we have one video in which I explain that, and this series of videos that we have right now, live streaming classes in which we are practicing those rules using this little table here. Let me check this one. So the thing is that we use this table, and remember that regular verbs, we know regular verbs have when the verb is in its infinitive form, the verb ends in ar et ir. Jugar, comer, sonreír. That would be the ar et ir ending, depending on the verb, if it's on its infinitive form. And these are the rules. So we have this first column here. It's the rule of conjugation for regular verbs ending in ar. Let's say caminar. Caminar, it's a regular verb. So I say yo camino. I take the root of the verb, which would be the verb in the infinitive form, caminar, without the ar ending. Caminar, caminar. So I say yo camino, tú caminas, usted, él, ella camina, nosotros caminamos, ustedes, ellas, ellos caminan, vosotros camináis. You see, it's basically it. That's it for simple present. If we're going to use a verb which ends in er, like comer, I use yo como, the root, como, tú comes, usted, él, ella come, nosotros comemos, ellos, ellas, ustedes comen, vosotros coméis. And for verbs ending in ir, we use this we change the ending of the verb. Instead of ir, we use os, imos, and is, depending on the verb, I'm sorry. And during these videos, what we are doing is we're taking a list of 56 of the most used regular verbs in Spanish, and we are basically conjugating the verbs in different pronouns, different pronouns. And this is for you to practice, this. And of course, the idea is this is going to be like a guide for you to follow and practice your verbs conjugation. So let's start with tonight's verb. As I said before, the list that we have is 56 verbs, the most used regular verbs in Spanish. We have already practiced with 13 verbs. Tonight we're going to practice with 7 more. That will be 20, and we'll try to finish the remaining 36 in 3 classes, 3 more live classes. So hopefully that's going to be helpful and useful in order to get a hold on this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the table here for you to use it, and we're going to start with the verb comer. As you can see, the verb comer ends in er. That means it would be this column here, the second column, right? And we're going to keep the root of the verb, com, and we're going to change the conjugation er, depending on the pronoun, and of course, we're going to conjugate the verb accordingly. So, I say, yo como todos los días. Tú comes pizza. Tú is you, singular form, when it's a close relationship, informal, right? Usted is you, singular, when it's formal. Usted come pizza, right? Usted. Tú comes pizza, usted come pizza. Ustedes would be you in plural, right? Ustedes comen pizza. And vosotros would be you plural if we were living in Spain. Vosotros coméis pizza. It always gives me trouble. Él come con nosotros. Ella come en casa. Nosotros comemos juntos. Ellos comen al mediodía. Ellas would be they for female. Ellos for male. Ellas for female. Ellas comen al mediodía. So we have, I eat every day. Yo como todos los días. I eat every day. You see? Yo como todos los días. I'm following this second column, right? Yo como. You see how the root remains the same, and what changes is this for this according to that table. That's basically it. Those are the rules. Tú comes pizza. You eat pizza. Usted come pizza. You eat pizza. Ustedes comen pizza. You eat pizza. Vosotros coméis pizza. You eat pizza. Remember, tú, singular, informal, close relationships. Usted, singular, formal. Ustedes, plural. Vosotros, plural when we are in Spain. Él come con nosotros. He eats with us. Ella come en casa. She eats at home. Nosotros comemos juntos. We eat together. Ellos comen al mediodía, male. They eat at noon. Ellas comen al mediodía. They eat at noon, female. And we have the conjugations for the verb comer. Remember, this exercise is for you to focus on the conjugation. This part of the sentence, yeah, we need to get used to that. But first, let's learn the conjugations. This is basically learning and getting used to the rules, right? So that's the idea with this series of videos. So, having said this, let's move to comparar. Comparar means to compare. To compare. So I can say, yo comparo. As you can see, compar is the root and the verb ends in ar, which means that would be first column here, right? First column. So, yo comparo marcas. Yo comparo marcas, right? Tú, tú comparas precios. Tú comparas precios. Usted compara precios. Ustedes comparan precios. Vosotros comparáis precios. Oh, now what? No, shoot. No, sir. Comparáis. Vosotros comparáis precios. Él compara características. Él compara características. Ella compara vestidos. Nosotros comparamos capacidad, habilidades, coloquémoslo. Nosotros comparamos habilidades, right? And ellos comparan resultados. Ellas comparan resultados. So, once again, based on the table, the first column, because this verb ends in ar, we change the ar ending, and we the root remains the same. So we have yo comparo marcas, I compare brands. Tú comparas precios, you compare prices. For singular, if we are close, a close relationship, informal. Usted compara precios, you compare prices, singular, formal. Ustedes comparan precios, you compare prices, plural. Vosotros comparáis precios, plural, if we were living in Spain, right? That means that in Colombia, we don't say vosotros. In Colombia, we say ustedes. If somebody says vosotros, we understand, but to us, it's going to sound awkward, weird. Él compara características. He compares traits. Ella compara vestidos. She compares dresses. Nosotros comparamos habilidades. We compare skills. Ellos comparan resultados. They compare results. For male. Ellas comparan resultados. They compare results. Female. And we have conjugated the verb comparar, regular verb, with different basic sentences. Remember, this is an exercise that we're doing based on very, very basic sentences, because what we are looking for is the idea is to get used and learn the conjugation of verbs. And these are very common verbs in Spanish. So the more you get used to it, the better, and the better you can use those skills in order to communicate. Compartir. Compartir is the verb to share. To share. So, yo compart, the root, yo comparto mis experiencias, right? Tú compartes comida. Usted comparte comida. Remember, compartir ending ir. So, because it's ending ir, we are going to use this column, the third column here, this one, right? So, we have usted comparte comida, compartir. Ustedes comparten comida. Vosotros compartís comida. Él comparte comida. Ella comparte comida. And let's change comida. Comparte con sus amigos. Right? Something different. Usted, ustedes, vosotros. And to is basically the same because we are saying always you, right? Ella comparte sus ideas. Ella comparte sus ideas. The verb is basically to share. So, to share. Ella comparte sus ideas. Y nosotros compartimos nuestro dinero. Ellos comparten los juguetes. Ellas comparten los juguetes. Remember, even though we're learning words, as we are conjugating the verbs and building the sentences, we are learning words, some stuff, adjectives, and so. The idea is to focus on the conjugation. The conjugation, simple present tense. Yo comparto mis experiencias. I share my experiences. Tú compartes comida. You compare, you share, I'm sorry. Yo comparto mis experiencias. I share my experiences. Tú compartes comida. You share food. Singular, close relationship, informal. Usted comparte comida. You share food. Singular, formal. Ustedes comparten comida. You share food. Plural. Vosotros compartís comida. Plural if we were living in Spain. Now let's move to. Él comparte con sus amigos. He shares with his friends. Él comparte con sus amigos. Ella comparte sus ideas. She shares her ideas. Nosotros compartimos nuestro dinero. We share our money. Ellos comparten los juguetes. They share their toys. For male. Ellas comparten los juguetes. They share their toys. Female. And we have conjugated the verb compartir. Pretty easy, huh? As long as we follow the rules that we find here in this table, and this is for simple present. Comprar, to buy, comprar. Yo compro. Comprar, are, follow the rules. Yo compro un carro nuevo. Tú compras los tiquetes. Usted compra los tiquetes. Ustedes compran los tiquetes. Vosotros compráis los tiquetes. Él compra víveres. Ella compra libros. Nosotros compramos una casa. Ellos compran ropa nueva. Ellas compran ropa nueva. And we have conjugation for the verb comprar, which is to buy. And yo compro un carro nuevo. I buy a new car. Yo compro un carro nuevo. I buy a new car. Tú compras los tiquetes. You buy the tickets. Singular, close relationships. Informal. Usted compra los tiquetes. You buy the tickets. Singular, formal. Ustedes compran los tiquetes. You buy the tickets. Plural. Vosotros compráis los tiquetes. You buy the tickets. Plural if we were living in Spain. Él compra víveres. He buys groceries. Ella compra libros. She buys books. Nosotros compramos una casa. We buy a house. Ellos compran ropa nueva. They buy new clothes. Male. Ellas compran ropa nueva. They buy new clothes. Female. And we have conjugation for the verb to buy. Comprar, regular verb, ending ar. Okay, so let's move to, I think that table is giving us a little bit of trouble, where I think I should move this table just for tonight. Let me see if I, whoa, table. Whoops. I think it's gonna be better here, right? You think? Okay, let's try like that this time. So, we move to the verb conversar. Conversar. Let me get this here. Hopefully this is not gonna give us trouble. Conversar. To chat. Conversar. I chat every day. Ah, I'm sorry. I switch it to English. Sorry. Yo converso. Remember, the root. We changed the root. Yo converso todos los días. Tú conversas con tu amigo. Usted conversa con su amigo. Ustedes conversan con sus, bueno, amigos, con su amigo. Let's say con su amigo. It's the same. Ustedes conversan con su amigo. Vosotros conversáis con su amigo. Él conversa en clase. Ella conversa conmigo. Nosotros conversamos durante durante la reunión. A little bit longer this sentence. Ellos conversan. Ellos conversan por la mañana. And ellas conversan por la mañana. So, same thing. Ending ar. I keep the root, change the ending ar. Yo converso todos los días. I chat every day. Tú conversas con tu amigo. You chat with your friend. Usted conversa con su amigo. That would be singular, informal, close relationship. Usted conversa con su amigo would be you chat with your friend, singular, formal. Ustedes conversan con su amigo. You chat with your friend, plural. Vosotros conversáis con vuestro amigo, sorry, because we're in Spain, we don't say but vuestro amigo. Vosotros conversáis con vuestro amigo, plural if we were living in Spain. Él conversa en clase, he chats in class. Ella conversa conmigo, she chats with me. Nosotros conversamos durante la reunión, we chat during the meeting. Ellos conversan por la mañana, they chat in the morning, male. Ellas conversan por la mañana, they chat in the morning, female. One important thing, in Colombia, we don't make differences between be and vi. We don't do that. We can say yo converso like the be, and we can also say yo converso like the vi, but we don't make that difference. I mean, if you say yo converso with the be, it's okay. Yo converso, it's okay. If you say with the vi, yo converso, it's okay. It's the same. We don't do that. We don't make differences between the sounds of the be and the vi in Colombia at least. Copiar. Copiar, the verb to copy. Copiar. Copiar, as you can see, ends ar, right? So, yo copio mis notas. Yo copio mis notas. Tú copias el código. Tú copias. ¿Sí? Root remains the same. Usted copia el código. Ustedes copian el código. Vosotros copiáis el código. Nope. Copiáis el código. Él copia los datos. Ella copia el texto. Nosotros copiamos los números, right? And ellos copian la receta. Ellas copian la receta. And that's it. Ellos copian. And that's for the verb to copy. Copiar. Copiar. And we have yo copio mis notas. I copy my notes. Tú copias el código. You copy the code. If it's singular, informal, close relationships. Right? Usted copia el código. You copy the code. Singular, formal. Ustedes copian el código. You copy the code. Plural. Vosotros copiáis el código. You copy the code. Plural. If we were living in Spain. Él copia los datos. He copies the data or the data. Ella copia el texto. She copies the text. Nosotros copiamos los números. We copy the numbers. Ellos copian la receta. They copy the recipe. Male. Ellas copian la receta. They copy the recipe. Female. And we finish with, with desayunar. Desayunar. To have breakfast. Yo desayuno a las 7. Yo desayuno a las 7. Tú desayunas huevos. Usted desayuna huevos. Ustedes desayunan huevos. Vosotros desayunáis huevos. Él desayuna con su esposa. Ella desayuna en casa. Nosotros desayunamos fruta. Ellos desayunan tarde. Ellas desayunan tarde. And that's conjugation for the verb desayunar. Thing is, in English, it's a phrasal verb. To have breakfast, right? In Spanish, it's just a verb, singular verb, desayunar. Yo desayuno a las 7. I have breakfast at 7. Tú desayunas huevos. You see that we have a single verb, so we have verb object. In English, we have the object in between have and breakfast. Tú desayunas huevos. You have eggs for breakfast. Singular, informal, close relationships. Usted desayuna huevos. You have eggs for breakfast. Singular, formal. Ustedes desayunan huevos. You have eggs for breakfast. Plural. Vosotros desayunáis huevos. You have eggs for breakfast. Plural if we were living in Spain. Él desayuna con su esposa. He has breakfast with his wife. Ella desayuna en casa. She has breakfast at home. Nosotros desayunamos fruta. We have fruit for breakfast. Ellos desayunan tarde. They have breakfast late. Male. Ellas desayunan tarde. They have breakfast late. Female. And so we have finished the 7 verbs that we had for tonight. We have the verbs, regular verbs. So far, we have conjugated 20 verbs out of a list of 56 verbs that we have for practicing. A lot of verbs. We have that here. So what's the idea? Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is check the video as many times as you need in order to get used to the conjugation, to get used to the conjugation and to basically to learn the verb, right? Do not focus on the whole sentence, but on the conjugation. We have 20 of the most used verbs so far, regular verbs in Spanish, and you have the PDF in which I have the explanation and the table. So that's the idea, for you to start practicing, getting used to that, and because of that, learning by use. So we still have 36 more verbs because the full list is 56 verbs. That means that maybe 3 more live classes, and we're going to do that. 3 more live classes in which we're going to practice that conjugation with those verbs for you to have that. Remember, practice a lot in order to learn and get used to that. I would like to know if you have questions about what we have done tonight. Do you have any questions? Flash flood area. Thank you. This will be very okay. Good to know. Okay, seems everything is pretty much clear. So remember, Serena, sin preguntas. Perfecto, muy bien. No tienes preguntas, gracias. Bueno, si tienes preguntas las puedes hacer. Is there a list of the 56? Angela, I do have a PDF that you can download. If you go in the description, there's a link in which you can download all of the conjugations for verbs, for regular verbs, the rules in all of the tenses. At the end of the list, you will find the 56 verbs. You will find a list of 100 and plus, I think, or 200 and plus regular verbs. Regular, I think regular and irregular. Now I can't remember. I think regular. And at the end of the list, you will find the 56 verbs. You can download the file and take the list out of that file. Okay. Any other question? So in the meantime, remember, if you like the video, you know what to do. Please share. De nada, Ángela, de nada, con mucho gusto, a la orden. Flash flood area, no question. However, I think that when you do vosotros, it's probably only because, okay, yeah. It's just to make sure it's clear, right? It's funny because I'm from Colombia, and the Spanish that I'm going to teach you is basically Latin American Spanish, but it's good to know that perhaps you're going to find that maybe you go to Spain or whatever and you listen to somebody saying vosotros. Okay, it's good to know that it exists. Now remember, if you're planning on moving to Europe, the Spanish that you need to learn is from Spain, because you need to get used to the accent, you need to get used to the words, You need to get used to idioms. Let's say in Colombia we say carro for car. In Spain they say coche. See? Things like that. Let's say in Spain, a friend of mine says, voy a tomarme un tinto. That he means he's going to drink a cup of wine. But if we here in Colombia say, me voy a tomar un tinto, I'm saying I'm going to drink a cup of black coffee. Small cup of black coffee is a tinto. You see? So if you're planning on moving to Europe, you need to learn Spanish from Spain. It doesn't mean that Spanish from Colombia is not going to help, but it would make more sense if you learn Spanish from Spain. Now, if you're planning on moving to Latin America, Colombian Spanish is pretty good for that. And if you are planning on, or if you have friends from Latin America, Spanish from Colombia, it's going to be useful too. Remember, I recently started a playlist called Colombian Slang 101, in which I'm teaching words, slang, expressions, phrases, sentences, things that we say here in Colombia in Spanish, but perhaps that you're not going to listen in other countries. Most of them are words and expressions like that. So this is going to be helpful. And anyway, I understand that, but I think I feel more comfortable saying from Spain, just to make sure. You never know. Somebody's going to say, hey, what's happening there? So it's just to be on the safe side, okay? So I was telling you, if you like the video, please, you know what to do. Please share anytime. Con mucho gusto, Dylan. Siempre a la orden. Share with your friends, groups, and social media. If you haven't yet, subscribe to well, not to this channel. This is my English channel. Subscribe to this channel. That's gonna keep you posted on all of the new videos that I'm posting on a weekly basis. That's gonna help you also to be able to participate in the chat. This chat is only available for subscribers. It doesn't cost a dime, but it will show your support too. And there's also a membership area, 3 membership levels available for you if you want to go further. No obligation whatsoever. Anyways, and remember, I really enjoy this process. I'm going to try and bring as many contents as I can, quality contents that you can use. Okay, from Spain. I'm gonna do that. Vosotros from Spain. That's it. I'm gonna say that. That's gonna be easier now. And I was telling that I really enjoy this process. I'm looking forward to making videos, quality contents in order to help you understand the language and learn the language. If you can understand any intelligent language is basically patterns and vocabulary. That's it. It's basically patterns and vocabulary, some rules, that's it. And if you understand the rules and the patterns, you just need to learn words, improve and expand your vocabulary, and that'll help you to learn how to speak. Of course, language is closely related to culture. It is important to get to know the cultural exchange. That's very important. So in my case, I think that's one of the things that helped me a lot in learning English. I started when I was 13 years old, back in 1983. Go figure. We didn't have internet back then. Colombia in 1983. Go figure. So, but I was so into the American culture. I made some friends, pen pals back then, through letters, physical letters, sending letters through the mail, the post office, and that was insane. Listening to music, watching movies. My first chance to speak to a native speaker was in the United States in 2001. That means I was 31 years old. I started when I was 13. That was 18 years later. My first real conversation face to face. That was amazing. I was so excited. Making all of the mistakes that you want. In fact, I still make mistakes, but anyways, I really enjoy this. Anyways, too much blah blah blah. So hopefully this is gonna be helpful for you. Remember, study a lot, and I think next class could be on Saturday. Could be no. I mean, I'm sorry, not tomorrow. I can't tomorrow. Maybe on Sunday in the morning. I don't know. Perhaps Sunday around 10 a.m. Colombian time. That would be 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. New York time. I think that's gonna be it. Just to make sure, remember to subscribe. Click on the bell button, and that way you'll get a notification if I'm going to do that live streaming class. So thanks a lot once again for being here with us tonight. Study a lot, and keep on learning, keep on studying. Recuerden, sigan adelante, sigan estudiando, sigan aprendiendo. Yo trataré de traer toda la cantidad de contenidos posibles para ayudarles en el proceso, y espero que pasen una feliz noche. Gracias por haber estado aquí. Cuídense mucho. Bye bye.